welcome back. I'm Courtney, and this is the Accounting Struggle, where we speak about our struggles with accounting openly and honestly. We do not run from them. And today's video is all about different accounting certifications. So as you know, I am a CPA because I never let you forget that because I worked extremely hard to obtain it. I have a sweatshirt that says CPA. I have water bottles. Like, the branding is forever. But there are plenty of other accounting certifications, and if you're wondering, like, not really sure if the CPA is for me, or maybe there's something you want to get in addition to the CPA, don't know why you would ever do that. But if you are looking to find out what other accounting certifications are on the market, what are your available options, today I'll be going over a few of them. There are so many of them that I'm not going to go over every single one. If I leave one off and you need some information on it, let me know. These are not in any particular order. I'm just going to start with the ones that do not really require a degree. So an EA is one of the certifications that you can get, which is an enrolled agent. You are an enrolled agent by the IRS, which is the federal government. So if you know that you want a career in tax, you're certain about that, you're not really interested in exploring other areas, but you're not sure you want to go into the CPA exam, or you're not interested in doing all of that college work, I totally get it. Then the enrolled agent option might be a great option for you. So an EA is able to sign a tax return, and they're able to represent their tax clients on behalf of the IRS. So it is very similar to like a tax professional who is a CPA who's working in tax, but their only focus is going to be on tax returns. The enrolled agent exam is 3 parts. It's a total of 12 hours of exams costing around $1,500. The exam is offered year-round. Now, I'm not going to really go into what your pay is or what type of averages are out there. I'll link to whatever information is available when I speak on a particular certification. But the reason why I don't want to really talk about, how much does each one make, is because that is just so hard to really determine. There's so many varying factors. So it really just depends on what you're doing. And in general, with any career, how much money you make is often going to be dependent upon how much effort you put in and what type of work you're doing. Are you working for yourself? Do you have your own company? Your earning potential probably doesn't have a cap in that case. Or are you working for a company that has certain pay structures already set out? So really it's going to come down to that. So I won't really say how much each person is making or on average, but I will say this: if you're thinking, well, I see a lot that an enrolled agent makes a lot less than a CPA, maybe I should just get my CPA, I would slow down on that just a second, because there are plenty of enrolled agents who make great money if they're running their own tax firms or their own tax companies. There's one online that I follow on the internet. Her name is Krista Tyus, and she is on pace to earn over $1 million in revenue. She is doing very well. So there are plenty of people who can earn a great living doing with just an enrolled agent certification. So if it comes down to the money, I would say think about how much money you know you want to make, and then think, how can I make that with this certification? Is it an option? And if you know you want to work for a certain type of company, think about how much money do they pay on average for certain positions, and what type of certification do I need to get into that role that pays that amount of dollars. So just kind of back your way into that information. Next is the CIA, which is a Certified Internal Auditor. There's about 6.5 hours of exams altogether. The cost for this exam is around $1,500 as well. They're all wanting about the same amount of money. Unfortunately, the CIA is offered year-round. So this certification is for the person who knows that they want to do internal audit. If you are going to spend your career in internal audit, you probably won't know that just right out of college. But if you've gotten into your career and you've spent a little bit of time in audit, and now you are moving into your internal department and doing some auditing there, you probably are like, wait, I really love this. This is so great. I want to move up in the ranks in this line of work. Then the CIA will be great for you. So it's specific to internal audit. So the next certification that you can get is the CFA, which is a Chartered Financial Analyst. This is going to be the finance guru, the person who double majored in accounting and finance, and they really like the finance stuff. They really like calculating ratios and like talking about peg ratios and like that kind of weird stuff. Don't understand it, cannot relate. But if you are working, say for instance, I work for an insurance company. We do the investment portfolio, the accounting for that, and we work closely, my team works closely with a lot of the CFAs who actually say where we're going to invest and things like that. So if you really love the finance side of accounting and you have a general understanding of accounting, but there isn't really one segment that you've worked in public or an industry that spoke to your spirit like the finance stuff has, then the CFA is probably the best one for you. The exam for the CFA is notoriously difficult. It's a total of 3 exams, about 18 hours in total. It's offered 1 to 2 times a year, and it's very costly. So it costs about $3,700 to take this exam. Now, the thing about these exams and the cost, I know specifically with the CPA, every time you take it, you have to pay for it. And I'm pretty sure there's no like punch card for any of these. You don't get the like 3rd one free. So every time you take it, you are having to pay for it. So just to put it out there, you want to make sure that this is the exam you want to take. This is where you want to invest your money, and you want to pass it on the first try because the CFA is very expensive. Okay, so for these, you do need some sort of formal education or valid work experience or a combination of both. So next is the CMA, which is the Certified Management Accountant. For this one, you do have to have at least a bachelor's degree. There are 2 exams, a total of 8 hours, and the total cost is $1,750. So one of the big takeaways with the CMA is that is basically discovering the why behind all of the numbers and not just the what. All of us can say, what? Here are your numbers. The CMA is really digging deep to look into more of the analysis behind the numbers. The CMA is one of the certifications that you see in addition to the CPA. I often see people get their CPA license, start working in a certain segment of accounting, and decide that they really want to still go for that CMA certification. That's not uncommon at all. They are going to be focusing a lot on decision analysis, risk management, forecasting, budgeting. I mean, there's so much that you can do with it. This is going to be someone who is highly skilled at analyzing, making decisions, and breaking down problems. Problem solving is huge for this certification. Next is the CFE, which is the Certified Fraud Examiner. That exam is something that you do have to have a bachelor's degree for. It can be in anything, but a lot of people who have a criminal background, let me be careful how I say that. A lot of people who have a degree in criminal studies, not an actual criminal background, because then you probably will not qualify for this certification. But if you have some sort of background in like criminal justice, or a lot of cops take this exam, this is one where the focus is primarily on fraud. So if you don't have a bachelor's degree, you do need relevant work experience. So if you spend some time working in the fraud department for your credit card company, the test is 4 sections. So schemes, laws, investigation, and fraud prevention. So if that's something that really interests you and you're always trying to crack the code and you're always like, I'm on to her. And if that's just kind of your nature and you really enjoy that piece of it, maybe you started off working in auditing, but you're not finding the fraud you're looking for. You're just bored with the regular people with the clean documents. Then maybe a certified fraud examiner certification will take you in a direction where you're able to really do more of that type of work. So it's going to lend itself to forensic accounting and things more along that line, where we're looking specifically for fraud, people who are actually doing something that is devious and juicy. You do have to take this exam in one sitting, and you have to pass it within 3 attempts. This one's pretty affordable. I see a lot of people add this on when they also have another certification, like a CPA and then a CFE. There, you know, those people on LinkedIn who have like 10 sets of initials behind their names. CFE is oftentimes one of them, and this one is only $400 to take. And I say only, like, I'm not going to give it to you, so it is still money, but it's a lot less expensive than some of the other accounting certifications that we're talking about. Next is the CISA, which is the Certified Information Systems Auditor. This one is going to focus more on information systems, like the name implies. So if you are more interested in the auditing that is related specifically to the systems, making sure that the systems are tight enough, this certification lends itself to careers in consulting, mainly consulting. A lot of consultants don't even get their CPA, they go straight for the CISA. So if you know that you're going to have a heavy interest in information systems, maybe you double majored in accounting and information systems, the CISA may be a great option for you. The exam is offered twice a year, once in June and one in September. You do have to have quite a bit of professional experience. You need at least 5 years of professional work experience, or some combination of both information systems work experience and a degree in a related study. In the description bar, I will link to more information on the CISA requirements, because there is a lot of specificity around how many years of college you have to have versus how much work experience in the relevant field. And it gets really specific with you can have this or that, or however many years of this, and I didn't want to break all of that down here, so do click the link in the description box if you are looking for more information on that. To take the CISA exam, it is $575 for members. It is $760 for non-members. And now my favorite, the CPA exam. So the reason why I saved this one for last is because a lot of people choose the CPA exam because it covers pretty much all of these areas. So the CPA exam just doesn't go as deep as, say, the CFE or the CISA or the EA even. The thing about the CPA exam, it covers a little bit of financial accounting and reporting, it covers auditing, it covers tax and regulation, it covers managerial accounting, finance, information systems, economics. I mean, it touches on so many different subjects, which is why it's so highly coveted and so well respected. But the others have so much value as well, and I don't want us to write them off because they are more specialized. I think the best thing to do when you're starting off and you're not sure which career certification is the best for you, the CPA is a great starting point. You can always stop there. That's what I plan to do. But if you find something that you really, really love that lends itself to another one of these certifications, always go ahead and add that on. But the CPA is going to cover everything from a high level. So if you're not sure where you're going to end up wandering off to, whether it be audit, whether it be something more related to fraud, whether it be internal audit or information systems, if you're not sure where you will end up, the CPA is going to be a great starting point, because you can get your foot in the door with just about any one of the fields with this certification. The CPA exam is very difficult. I've talked about this ad nauseum. I think most people, even those who passed it on the first try, found it to be a very difficult exam, or at least something where they had to sit up straight in their seat when they were taking it. It is 4 parts, a total of 16 hours for the exam. The exam costs about $1,500. That's if you take it once. I spent a little more than that because it took me more than once. The CPA is one of the designations that allows you to do the most things. So you are able to write audit reports. You're able to issue opinions on public companies. You can sign for tax returns. You're able to represent clients in front of the IRS. And there are CPAs who work in so many different fields. You can work in audit, you can work in tax, you can work in managerial, you can work in cost accounting. I met a CPA the other day who was an FBI agent, and he said that there are tons of FBI agents who have their CPA. There are CPAs who work in recruiting. I mean, the possibilities are truly endless. Once people see that you have that designation, they're automatically going to be like, oh, this is something that we're interested in. Not saying that they may not want more, but usually if you can only get one certification, I always say go with the CPA. If you're like, I can only afford to do this one time, I'm not sitting for 10 different exams, I'm not having 30 initials behind my name, I don't have time for that, then go ahead and stop at the CPA exam, because that's going to cover everything. It just doesn't go into deep dives like some of these other certifications do, but they're more specific. So if you get one and you decide like, hey, you know what, I have my CMA, but maybe I really want to go into internal audit now, then you'd have to still get your CIA, when in reality, if you would have just gotten your CPA to start with, it would have covered a little bit of both. So that is all I have on the different certifications for accountants. If I left one off, let me know. If you really want more information on it, I'll reach out to you. Just let me know in the comments. Whichever accounting certification you choose, definitely go into it, do your research, figure out what type of careers you're able to have out of this, determine what type of pay, is it going to match up to the type of lifestyle you desire, what is the working schedule like, what are my options, do I need this certification and another one? Just do some research to figure out what you're getting out of this certification, and certainly figure out what is the best plan of attack for taking the exams. All of the exams are going to require a bit of effort. The CFA and the CPA are notoriously two of the hardest exams. I've heard the CPA is harder than the bar, but I mean, all of that is subjective. I didn't take the bar, so I can't say, but I know that the CPA definitely pulled my edges out. It was a very difficult exam. I've said that many times before, but it's totally worth it. So if you're thinking about where you want to end up, just give some thought to what type of career you want. Start testing the waters, see what you like, see what you don't like, see where you might want to specialize, and then go from there. Do check the description bar. I did leave more information on some of these, like where I got my sources from. If you want to know more about what the pay is or what the requirements are in specifics, do look in the description bar. I'll leave some information there. Also, if you want to see a video on different accounting career options, there's so much more to offer than just tax and audit. Let me know that. Leave me a comment and let me know if you want me to cover that in a separate video, and I will definitely do that. Also, if you found this video to be helpful, I hope that you did. If you made it this far, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe because I love having y'all. It's always fun to hear from y'all. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.